Hey guys, what's up? It's Lina here with another review for Love and Hip Hop in Atlanta, and let me tell you guys something. This episode was freaking crazy. Seriously, so much messiness and so much drama. Season 4, Episode 5. Let's get into it. It started off with how it ended when Jocelyn met up with Margot and how Margot was trying to spill the tea about all the situation. Margot was telling her how her little story about her and Nico and stuff, and then Margot said she feel comfortable talking about all her business with somebody else. I'm like, really? You picked Jocelyn to tell her to? Okay. So now she said Mimi don't matter. She not even mad at Mimi or nothing, like she not like hating on Mimi or whatever, because they was broken up at the time. Her and Nico was broken up at the time, and she knew about the tape before it even came out. So Jocelyn's like, well, what's the tea and all? And she was, you like to know. And she's like, it was all Mimi's idea. And Jocelyn's like, yeah, like Jocelyn was like living for. Like she was like, oh my god, like she was living for. She dogging on Mimi when Mimi didn't even like. Why? What? She don't even know Mimi. Like what? Like what? And then now Jocelyn. So now she's gonna go tell everybody else like, stop, please. So Mimi went and met up with Tiffany Fox, and Tiffany Fox was like, okay, well, Stevie came up to my thing acting all crazy, and I gotta see what she about and all that, but you can't work with Tiffany Fox like that. She's okay. I thought she looked different before, because when she on the cipher, she didn't like how she looked the same on the cipher now, but whatever. We was telling her that Stevie was in rehab and all, and she's like, oh, really? And she's like, I need that 90s track, though. I need that 90s track. Stevie was a big producer in the 90s. So she's like, she's looking for that 90s track. So Mimi's like, I got a line of producers, Jazzy, Faye, Polo the Don. She was naming producers. And then Tiffany said she already got a manager, but she'll look into what Mimi's doing, to what Mimi can do. D and her ex-husband Ernest he took her on a romantic date, which like at some chicken wings place, and her ex-husband now saying that he loved her, and he got her a promissory ring, and she put it in her wine or whatever, or her drink, and she's like, what's this, on a cherry? And then she's like, what is it? She's like, that's ghetto as fuck. Don't give me that. She's like, take it back. She in her confessional, she's like, you don't come to the queen like that. You don't come with that. You gotta come with something better. And she was like, I've been in there for 7 years. So, I ain't got that much. I'm just trying to show her that I love her and I'm there for her. And then she was like, I think I hurt my man's feelings, so I'm gonna take it back and put it on. And then so I guess they're like together now or whatever. It's like, but that's like she's still in prison, like weird and all that. He said he loved her and all, he wanted to be together forever to the end. Dawson went and invited Carly so they can go, so she can help her pick out wedding invitations to send out to everybody. I still haven't heard about this wedding, when they're gonna do it. And they to spill tea and be messy. So she's like, she said since he been in rehab, she can do all the stuff she always wanted while he's gone. And like Carly's like, wow, Jocelyn's acting wild and stuff. She doing this and that. And she was like, I'm down to go, Jocelyn. She's like, she ain't fighting nobody no more. I hope she can stay on this right passage when she get around these other ladies. So then Jocelyn's like, she gonna do everything. She gonna throw her a party. And it's so, they trying to figure out who to invite, and Justin's like, I like Kalina. Then Carl was like, well, don't invite Rashida and Erica. Then she told her about that situation at the store. And then she brought up Jessica, and Jocelyn was like, we wasn't that cool. Like, we wasn't like talking on the phone like, I love you, and like, we wasn't that cool. And Jocelyn brought up the Margot thing, and then Carl was like, well, tell me. She's like, you gotta wait a little time because we trying to pick up an invitation. And Carl was like, oh my god, I need the tea. Like, seriously, Carly is thirsting for that right now. Kirk is building, I guess Kirk and Rashida's building a dream house or whatever, and she came and she was like, they was like, we on lunch. Then she was like, well, get off for lunch and get back to work because we gotta talk. And it been 4 months, and he said things are getting out of hand, and $100,000 in the hole over budget. What do they need a house for? I was talking, what do they need a house for? They already got a house. She needs a storefront. Why do they need a house right now? They already got a house. So he spent, she's like, you spent $32,000 in a day. What are you doing? That you gotta spend that much money in a day? So then he's like, she's like, you using my store money, her store money. I'm bossy and Poise Comments. He's using it for that house and other things. So, and she was like, I ain't got no store or nothing. She was like, keep it up, Kirk. You're not gonna have a wife in a minute. You got a disrespectful artist and all that. That's what she said in her confessional. So now she's like, I'm gonna freeze that account. I'm gonna freeze that joint account. He's like, you can't freeze no joint account. That's a joint account. You can't freeze. She's like, I'm gonna do it. I'm like, Rishi to freeze the account. Freeze the account. He's spending all that money. You know, y'all had that much money that he could spend. You're gonna have to find some more money and some more money from somewhere else. You're gonna have to sell your bikes or your cars or something because you ain't getting none of this money, honey. No, 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 no. So Jessica said she wants to get back to work, and she said that Carlin K. Michelle was saying that Mimi didn't really feel like the perfect fit for a managing, but she wanted to hear Mimi out. So Mimi mentions about Tiffany Fox, and Tiffany's like, she'll know who she is, but she heard of her. But you know, Jessica been already shading Tiffany since she was at Kalina's house. So I don't know what their problem is, but Jessica wants to know that, but wants her to know that she's a full-time job. Mimi cannot work with anybody else because she is the one that needs to be all in her face and stuff, and she's like the one that she needs to focus on. So she said other managers are reaching out to her. Dawn, the other one that's with Stevie and Jocelyn and Mimi, yeah, Dawn was reaching out to her, and she's but then Mimi said you can do like a trial and see what I'm about, and I said you like producing all that, and let's just work together, and you can see if you want me to be a manager. Mama D was talking to Scrappy. She said she's trying to break it to him and her other kid. I didn't know she had another kid. Jasmine is her daughter. And she wanted to tell her she can't, and she told him that she can't deal with him and Erica's drama because that's what Ernest told her, that she probably should just stay out of it, and she's trying to live her own life. Now you want to do that, really, Mama D? Really now? So they said they have a Scrappy was like they had a wild relationship. They was arguing. She sent him to jail and all that. But he's like, hey, if you happy, then you know what? I ain't got nothing to do with it. So she's like, she got her groove back and all that, and they Jasmine don't like. Scrappy said Jasmine don't like Ernest because she said Ernest treated their mother wrong when in their childhood when they was children, and he would cheat on her and stuff and verbally abuse her and stuff like that. So that's why her daughter don't like him. Her stepfather. That's their stepdad. So Mama D wants to have a big family dinner. She wants to get Ernest's mom, which she don't like because she sent Ernest to jail, and that's her kid. That's her Ernest's mother's kid. Ernest's mother don't like Mama D because she sent her kid to jail, so she don't like her. But she want to have a big family dinner, and she want to give all of the family together, and you know that's gonna be crazy. And at Scrappy's house, so the Scrappy was like, he gonna have to make sure that the alcohol and the weaponry is away from the table because something's gonna happen. Jack, Kirk, and Tony, Kalina's husband, they went to go and celebrate about Tony's new baby, basically, at the sports bar. Really, Kirk? Tony is like, he trying to hustle because he got another mouth to feed, and he need that money. So he talking about how he gonna take the money from their savings and put it into the club and stuff. So now Jock was like, why don't you ask Kirk? Kirk got money. Then Kirk like, I ain't got no money. I'm in the hole, man. I'm in the over budget. So then Tony thought it's funny because there's somebody else out there like him that's like having trouble in the marriage because about money. Oh, that's not funny, dude. Jock was like, Jock told him about the Cena. Jock was like, y'all got good guy problems and I got bad guy problems because y'all trying to work to get money to make it some kind of bad situation. I got bad guy problems about the KD and Cena stuff. So he's talking about KD and Cena. He said after the first 30 minutes to an hour, he was acting like a gangster when she left him locked up. But then after that, he was like, I don't think she loved me no more. Like, oh my gosh. New Faith Hill song, it sounds nice. I like Faith Hill. Because she went to go visit Stevie at rehab, so she goes in, he's like playing the guitar and all that, and he's talking about how he's feeling good about his sobriety, and he likes being sober, and it kind of seems like he genuinely do, I guess. It kind of seems like he genuinely do. So he's like playing the guitar, and he said Faith like his sister, and he's talking about how him, Faith, and Biggie used to hang out, because back then he was with the whole like a bad boy crew and all that, and he's like, Diddy and them are doing good, and I want to, Biggie passed away, but rest in peace Biggie, but he's like, Diddy doing good, and I want to do good too. He's like, this is my second chance. You know, it's kind of sad because back then he was like, Stevie J was like producing all like the big 90s hits, Faith Hill, Kelly Price, and all the stuff that I listened to, like Kelly Price, and because we have her album, and it's like sad like where he is at now, and it's like that's sad. I feel like that's kind of sad, you know. And Faith Hill's like, you know, I wanted to come see him because, you know, it's like my bro and all that, we used to hang out. So he's like, it's hard because Jocelyn don't want to drink and stuff, and she don't want to hear all that sobrietyness. And he said the music biz can use a Good Faith and Stevie collaboration, and because she said she's working on a new album, she might want he's to get the first invitation to come slide through to the studio. So then he played this song on the guitar, and then she started like singing to it, and it's like, oh, so nice. Scrappy and Jasmine, his sister, was at a dinner with Bambi and Jasmine's boyfriend, and they trying to name continents. They was like Australia, Africa, and it was like, why? They was like, why are we doing this? It's not school. And I'm like, why are you doing this? Jasmine don't like Ernest, basically. He was the one that put Mama D on, but Scrappy said he was the one that put Mama D on her hustle. I guess like her grand hustle, or her ghetto hustle. I don't know. But Jasmine said before she met Ernest, Mama D was a nurse. But then after she met him, I guess she was a pimp and pimping people out. But Scrappy's like, if she wasn't on her hustle, then we wouldn't be like where we are today, you know, with the money and how we doing and all that. Like that raised them and all that, so they needed the money. So she think that Ernest is just with Mama D for her money, because she said, what man is gonna come out of jail, go straight to the person who sent him there, and like act like they love him? And she's like, he's an opportunist. And then Bambi was like, well, you don't think Ernest should be loved? I'm like, shut up, Bambi, this is not your situation. She's like, no. Jasmine's like, she's glad that they're having this dinner so she can air all out the dirty laundry and air all of her feelings out. So Scrappy was like, keep in mind I'm a felon and your boyfriend is a felon if you don't want us to go to jail. Last time to party, she invites Carly and this new girl, Prima Donna. She is the queen of the waist trainers. You know, the things that cinch your waist in and stuff that make you look smaller, your hips small. Yes, that's who she is. She said she met her through Jocelyn met her through her home girl, Black China, and they was getting taught salsa dancing, and Jocelyn started twerking. Jocelyn was getting taught salsa dancing. I guess she don't know how to salsa. I would think she do since she's like the Puerto Rican princess, but okay. Prima Donna said she's gonna have a waist gain party, and I don't know what that is, but okay. Margot is there, and Carly was like, I was joking. Really, Carly, you was joking that you should invite Margot. And she's like, she crazy. And then Margot says Margot's telling them how Nico ain't all up in her business, and she ain't all up in Nico's business since they live 2 floors down and 2 floors up from each other. And Prima Donna was like, I ain't pouring my tea out, but I'm sure gonna sip it. I'm like, yes, hunty, that's what you do. I like Prima Donna. I hope she's on there for some more episodes. Marco then told Carly about the whole Mimi setup stuff, and then Jocelyn just started clapping. She laughing. Go and meet up with Jazzy Faye with Jessica Dime Piece, and she have known him for a long time. Mimi is like, MF management. He's like, what is that, mother management? Then I'm like, everybody keeps saying, leave Mimi alone. She trying. So I was like, then Tiffany Fox comes in, and now Jessica's upset because Jessica's like, this is my session. Why you got her here? Why you inviting her here? So Tiffany's like, whoa, I've only been here 2 seconds. I didn't know you was gonna be here. I didn't know this was your session. So then Jazzy Faye just looking, they going back and forth, yelling this and that and this and that and this and that. And Mimi's just like, in her confession, she's like, I'm sitting here dumbfounded at this whole thing. I'm like, you always sitting there dumbfounded at everything. So what are you talking about? Jazzy is just looking like, what? And then Mimi's like, you just shut. You just need to be like, stop. I need to stop. And then Mimi's like acting like this. I'm like, you did this, Mimi? You invited both of them together, not telling nothing? So now Tiffany is like, okay, well, I'm leaving. She's like, any management with you, Mimi, is obsolete. And Jessica's like, that is obsolete. And then she'll put up, but it wasn't obsolete. It was kind of round. And he was like, ooh. So then Jazzy Faye was like, you being disrespectful. And she's like, I am. And she's like, would you be like that? Would you be nice if somebody came up in your session? And he was like, no, you being disrespectful. It's my place and all that. So then she started going off on Jazzy. Then Jazz was like, I ain't got no desire to listen to your shit. Then she's like going off. Then she stormed out. She's like, Mimi's just like in a confessional, shut up, Jessica, stop talking, because he ain't gonna want to work with you or work with me anymore. So now she messed that up with Jazzy Faye. That was the end of it. That was the end of the episode. On the preview, a whole bunch of crazy stuff happened. Next week's Love and Hip Hop Atlanta's is gonna be nuts. Stevie is out of rehab. Jocelyn's like she want a baby. Mama D talking about putting hands on her daughter at the dinner table because her daughter is speaking the truth about her stepfather. Because she don't like Ernest. Rashida and Kirk is fighting while Ashley Nicole is in the backseat of Kirk's car. And she like, you too old to be having all this nonsense in your household. And Rashida's like, what you need to be worrying about if I come across here and pop you in your eye. That's what you need to be worrying about. And she rolled up the window. I'm like, you scared, Ma? You scared? Rashida about to clock you. You better stop, Ashley. So then Rashida, they're like, whoa. I'm like, whoa, seriously. That's what I'm like. Prima Donna's like having a weight gain party. Nikki says to Margot, you want to be social and get out of this cage, then you probably should go to this party, which is the Prima Donna party, I think. And then she's like, you brought me on the cage, but you brought me straight into the lion's den because Mimi is there. Mimi comes up to Nico. Mimi like, oh, now, oh, that's who you been hiding. And Nico's like, this is my wife. She's like, oh, now you claiming her. Ariana's there. And then she, Margot's like, you know, Des doing all this. And then Mimi grabs him, like, get your hand out of my face. And she's like, I'll put my hand in your face if I want to. And she's like, eh. And then so Mimi's like this, and here go Ariana getting screaming. She's like, stop it, stop it. And seriously, that was the end, guys. Thanks for watching this. This is getting nuts. It's getting crazy. Finally, some real action next week. Like, share, subscribe, and comment to this video. Since everybody from the Love and Hip Hop thing, in this box on the side of me right here. Follow me on all my social medias down below in the description. And I will see you guys next week for the review of Love and Hip Hop Atlanta. See you guys. Bye.